Oh, we got another Ashes of Creation video. This is by Narc, who is a narcissist, I'm just kidding, who has an extremely interesting collection of pizzas and Diet Cokes, I guess. Maxes, whatever. Oh, Pepsis, sorry. These are Pepsis. I really know my soft drinks. Anyways, let's see what people are saying. Absolute game-changing design update, environment update, character art update from Vaporware game. Wake up. This game is just a graphic concept game. Another useless blah blah stream full of promise with zero proof, zero gameplay, nothing. And next month it will be a trailer kit, class reveal, or a scripted video, or just screenshots for sure. Damn. Let's see. But Rangers and Minotaurs, yeah, what a huge progress. Art design raffle. 2 hours of pictures and arts. It changes everything. I'm still high on copium for Ashes, but I actually kind of agree with you. They show way too much assets and graphics and way too little game systems. So Alpha 1 was just fairy dreaming, eh? Alpha was on Unreal Engine 4 and more than 1 year ago. Totally obsolete. Now they revamped everything to go on Unreal Engine 5. Wake up. Did you see any real gameplay footage but trailers, scripted videos, etc.? Nope. Archetype, corruption, skill trees, weapon abilities, world event and how it works, naval combat or node system, and not just pictures. Nothing. Meanwhile, for the right MO, we have lore-based speculation and fucking nothing. Bruh, big true. Big true. But you have a big company. You also have a big company and a lot of copium and hopium from people. Meanwhile, Ashes is, you know, built by nobodies, just people who love MMOs and want to make an MMO for themselves. That's why they're not in a rush to anything. I'm not defending Ashes of Creation. I'm not defending or offending Riot MMO. I think both of them will suck on release. I think there'll be a lot of problems with both of them on release, and they will fix it later. Question is, which one will last longer to be able to fix it? I think they would start off a bit poorly. They would have a lot of player base. A lot of people will quit right away. People, however, will keep playing. And eventually the game would be at a state where many people would kind of basically would turn to another Final Fantasy, basically. Where it's like you might have a first expansion that is kind of like, it's good, but no one's still playing it. And then suddenly there's a massive boom, 1 or 2 expansions, right? So let's say I'm going to put 45 mil of my own money to design a game, then I'm going to hire over 150 plus people, lose 5 to 8 years of my life, getting maybe 5 hours of sleep at night, I don't know, but that part, and then snap my fingers and say, wait a minute, I'm just going to take a tax break and write it all off. Not to mention I'm going to make myself look like a complete ass clown to the world when I pull the plug and lose my 45 million I have invested plus a decade of my life to a prank. Come on, man. Sounds like a good prank. And sounds impossible. It's called a flop. I refuse to believe Hill isn't a troll. No one could be this. Exactly what I thought. Low effort bait kiddo. No one could so blind to accept the truth. Everything from Alpha 1 isn't scrapped just because they switched to UE5. They are still using those assets in dungeons, etc. It's not like they started over when they switched to UE5. They showed node systems world working up to a certain progression point in Alpha 1, and we just got the melee combat update last month. Nope. Animation combat update. Blind. Did you see any skills? LOL, it was a guy for 1 hour smashing monsters 4x4 with a big sword. You don't see what skills he uses or weapon attributes. Not even UI. Ruffle. Animation combat update, nothing more. Open your eyes and LOL, you think it's just a copy paste from UE4 to UE5? Ruffle. Pin of shame. If it makes you sleep better at night to watch videos and monthly streams of a game you hate, to then comment that it's a vaporware and a scam, go for it, bro. Your life must be pretty sad and miserable at this point. The thing is, it's like, some of the cons that are defending are kind of copium as well. And obviously Hill is just going on like a hate rant here. We both don't, like both sides don't really know what the fuck is going on. But let's see. Narc, I believe, thinks Ashes is a scam. Let's see what he has to say.
Great live stream, but my copium fuels, they're still quite low. I hope Narc uploads a video soon. I'm sure it can last a whole month before the next live stream, right?
Why would you die in 25 days though?
Hey, what up, boys? So, for the first time this year, I don't need to be batting out of my mind. Or do I?
Or do you? Let's go.
Yes, that's right. This month was absolutely crazy, showing off a brand new, larger world map, an in-depth look at a node rework, but most importantly, literal mounts. I truly cannot believe it, and this may have been...
But didn't they already do the whole mounts in the alpha?
Before the live stream, so I have no context of what I'm hyping up, but Steven would never let us down, right? Today, we'll be breaking down the August 2022 livestream, but before we get into that, me and my patrons would love for you to grab yourself a Coca-Cola, because this month was less gameplay focused and more information heavy. It was discussing a lot of important systems and mechanics to help us with context for what to expect in Alpha 2. For that reason, I will encourage you, as I always do, to go watch the full livestream VOD at twitch.tv/Ashes of Creation. Now, with all that bollocks out of the way, let's begin, shall we? So the stream started off in its usual way, the discussions and reminders. However, the only notable thing to mention out of this was the studio update, where Steven mentioned that they hit their second milestone for the year, celebrating the achievements. And although Steven couldn't really express externally what these milestones are, internally, it appears another huge step towards this game's completion is achieved. What this could be, we can only speculate. The completion of certain Alpha 2 systems, hitting a certain number of backers, perhaps even an internal Alpha 2 date, but that's just the copium talking. Steven did also mention something in relation to the talent that they're hiring at Intrepid. Only about 1% of hires actually make it through the screening process, so Steven is definitely trying to pick the best devs that would suit this project.
I mean, good? Or is he gonna say something like, he lies about the number, he actually hires 100% of people? It's just that that's very low amount of people that are applying.
In today's age of MMORPGs, there is most definitely a lot of quality talent out there, but because the genre has become so diverse, it's important to make sure the devs being hired are devs who are passionate about Ashes of Creation's vision specifically. Now, let's preface the next segment before we begin, because both the environment and character concepts were lumped together. So today's video is going to be structured slightly differently to previous months.
Concept art.
To start us off, we got some interesting information during this concept art
I
segment.
feel like they always have concept art though in their videos.
Mainly the reveal that Alpha 2 will consist predominantly of forests and deserts. But this still means the general location of Alpha 2 remains a mystery. However, we'll touch on this in a moment. Steven went on to explain that the purpose of this discussion was to highlight the levels of density they're looking to make the zones in Alpha 2. This should be looked at in the context of resource spawners as well, and that's something I found super interesting. Forests and desert zones do tend to be the most boring within an MMORPG for obvious reasons. However, from what we've seen so far, they're putting significant effort into the density of the biomes. But I digress, I'm already going on tangents here, and there's a lot of concept to cover this month. Before I continue, I just want to say there was a lot of content packed into this live stream, and because of that, you can all look forward to 30 days of baseless speculation. So why not subscribe? I know that's a rather useless thing for me to ask because my views from non-subs are abnormally low. But hey, I guess my videos are just that good, right? Or maybe the mighty algorithm just hates my bulge. But
Better than mine by far.
we know what we say to that. don't we, boys? And that's pretty much all we got from the environment art. Yes, a quickie, I'm sure you're all familiar with those, but the live stream was padded out with a fair amount of character art to make up for it. I will quickfire through the beginning of these as they're, cosmetics mainly, and we all know how we feel about vaporware. To start with, we got the Jade Sigil, an accessory from the September 2021 pack, the Trawler's Guise, an outfit from the August 2020 pack, the Garden, a mount from the March 2022 pack, and finally another mount, the Crested Sun Plume from the June 2022 pack. All great assets, and I'm excited to see them used in-game to populate the world. Next up, we got a great reveal and teaser for next month's livestream, a whole new enemy faction, the Minotaurs, and these look absolutely fantastic. Although for now these are only concepts, Stephen did tease that next month we will see these in-game in combat against the Ranger. They look absolutely brutal and the concept is incredibly detailed. The artists have once again truly outdone themselves. But fun fact, this is actually the first time we've ever seen a boar in Ashes of Creation since its inception back in 2017.
Really?
But who asked? Next, we got another, albeit unfinished, enemy
I mean, it's the same with, like, WoW adding ducks, because apparently there were no ducks in the game or some shit. Like, it is what it is.
Reveal the snake men. Stephen said these will be populating a dungeon and will come in many forms. A rattlesnake, a black mamba, and I'm really excited to see their finished animated models sometime in the future. AKA never. But it only gets better from here, my friends. We also got another world boss reveal. The Cyclops with its fully textured model and with a scale for context. Stephen described this as a wandering foe, so expect this to act as a sort of fell reaver for the Riverlands biome. Super interesting, and I cannot wait to zoom in on its crotch when it's dead. Wait, what? Next, they showed off the Rootling, but who asked? The major part of this showcase was the reveal of 2 reworked races, and the in-game models for the Empyrean. We'll start with the Empyrean first, as they're the finished in-game models, and they look rather booba. Pretty much exactly what I expected. Yeah. It's not a female orc, but it is booba nonetheless. Next, we got the reworked Veyloon models, showing their
It's like, I legit don't know if he's, like, being sarcastic or not. Maybe he likes female orcs, I don't know.
Direction, which certainly looks interesting, and exactly what I'd expect from a desert-dwelling race. However, Stephen gave us some really exciting lore reveals with the Veyloon, explaining that they have some connections with Jinn influences.
Oh! The Jinn, you say? Well, why didn't you say so? I could tell you the history of my people. You see, back when... Oh, the Veyloon. Those scumbags, they bound us to them. They drew our essence into their own and oh, excuse me a moment. Yes, Stephen? I'm giving away important lore information. Oh.
Finally, they showed off the new direction for the Nikua, and they look amazing. Truly a unique spin on a dwarf variant that we've never really seen before.
Mongolian kind of thing, right? Yeah, very Mongolian.
I'm really looking forward to seeing how their full in-game models turn out. They give me a very Maui vibe, so the lore involving this race is also probably going to be super exciting. And then they showed off a beetle, but
I did not expect Esfin.
And as usual, I am just one nerd, desperate for a good MMO. And my opinions mean nothing without... Only joking, that was just the precursor for the real part of the stream, boys. Holy smokes, we got some incredible reveals still to come. They were just baiting us with all that dog shit at the start of the stream, so strap yourselves in, boys. We're only just getting started.
Game-changing reveals.
So, we'll start off with the world map reveal, as this was an insanely unexpected one that came with a bunch of new information that absolutely blew my mind. I don't think I've back-chested this hard since, last month's livestream. So, first off, Ashes of Creation.
Again, I don't know if he's sarcastic or not. I'm assuming he's sarcastic the whole time.
Has tripled in size. How's that for a clickbait title, eh, Stephen? Cheers, mate. It has gone from an already impressive 400 or so kilometers squared to 1,200 kilometers squared. This is with a ratio of 700 kilometers being used for water and roughly 400 kilometers being used for landmass, meaning the original landmass has been doubled and the ocean itself has been over tripled. Truly an ambitious change on top of an already ambitious project. As you can see, the new map and the old map are being spliced together here, and I'm excited to discuss this with you specifically in the next video, as Stephen gave away a lot of interesting information about travel times and node sizes. Whilst we're on the topic of nodes, we also got 3 more incredibly interesting reveals. The vassal system is being reworked to accommodate for a restructure of node locations, bringing the total number of nodes down from 103 to 85. A very interesting change, and one that serves to compensate for the increased world size, but also to keep the world dense and interesting. This also came alongside the reveal of a brand new node-related mechanic: policies. These are chosen by the mayor and voted on by citizens. They act as sort of...
I personally don't like the mayor system. Also, like, I don't mind the mayor system too much. Kind of don't like it, but overall I don't mind. I kind of don't like that only the mayor gets to a flying mount, because yes, in your mind it's like it's a prestige, all that stuff. In my mind, it's an abuse of authority or something like that. It's like people will want to be mayor, they will say whatever it takes to be mayor just so they can fly, instead of like honestly wanting to be mayor to make the node better. You know, I don't know. I feel like you would have way more corrupt people running for mayor than you would have like legit people who would be good mayors in the game.
Castle-wide buffs for the nodes and citizens in the region, giving players a reason to want certain nodes compared to others.
And the reason I'm saying is because not because most people are corrupt, but because you won't be able to detect the corrupt one, kind of thing, right? It's like, let's say this, if it sounds too good to be true, it is, but when it comes to politics, usually if it sounds too good to be true, it's what people are gonna go for. Because it's like, worst case, what are they really losing? Whatever. So he'll be a corrupt mayor, he'll be able to fly. I don't really care. That will be the mentality. It's like, it's just a game, I don't really care. And I think that kind of ruins it. I don't like politicians overall having some incentive other than them wanting to do good for the people, you know?
This also helps to synergize and reward keeping nodes well maintained. Policies are unlocked as bosses are killed, quests are completed, and it's all governed by a happiness system, which again, I will elaborate on this in detail in a future video. To finish up the reveals for the nodes this month, we also got an in-depth explanation of the caravansary and caravans themselves, explaining in detail how the loading UI works, how it's initiated,
and let's be real, many of the mayors are going to be streamers. We all know this.
Mechanics work and the kind of player expectations for that. Caravans are going to be one of Ashes of Creation's main gameplay loops, and I did a video exploring caravans and their basic concept in Arcade in this video up here in the top corner. So if you're interested to hear what these actually mean, then go check that video out. But this all pales in comparison to their final reveal, which elaborates further on their ocean mechanics, as the open seas are going to be an open PvP zone. Yes, you heard it right, my friends. Ashes of Creation is going to be the first ever MMORPG where you can truly play a pirate on a lawless ocean, just as it should be. Huh? What?
I thought Arcade had something similar, no?
Arcade? Anyway,
okay.
I've
yeah,
got
there we
so
go.
many interesting discussions I want to have with this topic. I genuinely cannot wait to begin work on the videos for this month. I just want to end today by saying, out of all the live streams this year, this is the one that truly made the game feel like it was coming into reality. The important topics discussed today in their final iteration before public testing made Ashes of Creation feel like a genuine reality, as these mechanics, their pacing and synergies RPGs can actually be visualized clearly within an actual gameplay environment, instead of just, concepts thrown and relying on copium to expect them to work. A lot of important questions were answered today, and the game's trajectory has changed dramatically towards something that feels real. So, thank you for today's more in-depth discussion, because I personally really appreciate being able to milk 15 videos out of this showcase. But as usual, I am just one nerd desperate for a good MMO, and my opinion...
I actually, I take him so sarcastically that I don't even think he likes MMOs. There's nothing in his video that suggests that he doesn't like MMOs, but his tone of voice makes me feel like he's so sarcastic to the point where he just doesn't like MMOs. I don't know what it is, just a feeling I'm getting. Obviously, I could be way off. It's just what it feels like to me for the way he talks.
Opinions mean nothing without yours in the comments below. And hey, I appreciate everyone who watched today. I know it was a little bit disappointing we didn't get to see any gameplay this month. However, I can assure you my channel will keep your copium topped up throughout the month in anticipation for Ashes of Creation's class kit reveal next month. So why not subscribe and join our little copium community in the Discord? I will link that for you down in the description below.
But no, it's obvious this isn't going anywhere. Pantheon is the only MMO that's making progress.
Pantheon? What is Pantheon?
And to that I say, listen kid, pick any 5 minutes from this stream, and that's more progress than Pantheon has made in the last 8 years. If you think Ashes of Creation can't go 1 month without showing a little bit of gameplay, then Jopper called he has some NFTs on sale because you're high on copium.
I don't know. Again, am I hopeful for Ashes of Creation? I'm as hopeful for Ashes of Creation as I'm hopeful for Dragonflight to be good, Do I want the game to come out and be good? Yes. Do I think it will on release? Not really. I mean, like any other fucking game that comes out 1.0, any other MMORPG that comes out at 1.0, I don't think they're that good, right? Lost Ark, by the way, I can say that it came out pretty good in 1.0, but 1.0 in the that we got in the West is not 1.0 that was released in the East. Yeah, I'll just say it like that. And I can't say if it was really that good back then. So yeah, our team wasn't normally like this. We'll see what that is about. Anyways, that is the video by Narc. I have no idea his opinion at all. It's so weird. Usually you watch a video and it's you can at least understand where the person's coming from. Narc is just maybe he's just naturally sarcastic, but it's I have no idea if he's against Ashes, if he thinks it's a scam because of his previous video. If he wants it to be good, I don't know what he wants. I honestly don't know. I don't even know if he likes MMORPGs. He might just be making content about MMORPGs because he makes content about MMORPGs. I don't know. But yeah, anyways, that's the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.